Greetings once again, my friends, and welcome to a little bit of an update, kind of a sad update for Gaming with the Geeks. So people have been following the Gaming with the Geeks for this year, and it's been really cool to be able to get you guys' feedback and reactions and all that fun stuff. I especially love answering the questions with the fellow panelists. Now, while me and Brinton were actually able to finish Devil May Cry, and that worked out really, really well, people have noticed that Resident Evil has been going for quite a while with me and Aldo. And unfortunately, after the last recording session that we actually did, Aldo got insanely busy, and as of right now, he still is. If people don't already know this about Aldo is, I consider him part of the panel of the podcast, but he is very, very busy. He does almost to a point where I actually think he's probably busier than me. Because, I maintain a huge YouTube schedule and all that stuff, as well as taking care of a kid, but he's got a 9-to-5 job, plus he does so much stuff, not only for his own brand, but also for other people's brands. I'm one of a few podcasts that he shows up for. So unfortunately, Aldo has just gotten incredibly busy. And another thing that hasn't helped is that he's had a lot of family issues and personal issues, things like that. And so at that point, unfortunately, him and me actually had a talk after the last recording session that it's just not going to be workable for us to be able to get together for quite a while. So, or if ever. And so unfortunately, I have some sad news to bring to you guys, which is after the video that you guys just barely saw, we haven't been able to record anything ever since. In fact, in order to help Aldo out, we kind of put the series on hiatus until hopefully things get a little bit better for Aldo until, things can even out, and then maybe we can resume, but we're not sure. So first of all, yeah, I know that sucks. This is the first Let's Play that I've actually done on YouTube that might not necessarily be completed, and I feel bad about that, but at the same time, life is life, and you can't necessarily control that element. So first of all, I would ask that you guys please send your thoughts to Aldo, because Aldo is very, very busy, and he does contribute so much to the podcast, as well as to these things. I actually enjoyed my time playing Resident Evil with Aldo, but I understand what he's going through, and so it's a difficult time for him. So go ahead and leave your comments for Aldo in the comments below, or you can reach out to him on Twitter at Steamboat Taco. And here's where I actually kind of want to leave it to you guys, is I know that we haven't necessarily finished it. I don't know if we will, because here's the thing. When Aldo gets enough time freed up, there might not be enough interest for us to finish it. So I would actually like to let you guys, or please let us know in the comments below if you would like us to finish it when things free themselves up for Aldo, so that me and Aldo can actually consider it. The second thing, obviously, is usually at the end of these Let's Plays, we try to do an interview. I think we're still kind of up in the air on whether or not we can get probably not an hour interview, but more like a half-hour interview with Aldo done. We're still kind of up in the air on whether or not we can make that work. So please, if you guys have questions for Aldo to be able to ask Aldo, leave them in the comments below. We'll gather them up, and I will be talking with Aldo. It'll probably be in the next couple of weeks, if not a month. Again, unfortunately, Aldo does so much stuff compared to Romney and Alex. It's a little bit harder to be able to get a sit-down interview with him and be able to do that. But I do know a lot of people love Aldo, and I know a lot of people love what he contributes to the podcast. And so if you guys want it, obviously we will find a way to be able to make it work. Even Aldo will. So leave your questions for him in the comments below, whether it be anime, whether it be what he does aside from Gaming with the Geeks and all that stuff. Feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. Just keep things civil, okay? I'm not bringing like with the previous interviews. I'm not bringing political stuff in. And then finally, if you guys want us to, obviously, if you want us to finish Resident Evil, let us know. If you want us to go play another game, maybe one that's a little bit quicker, so that Aldo can get through it and we can, end on a better note than this, let us know. We would very much like to be able to know that. Obviously, I know Aldo loves doing this, but unfortunately time is a factor, and and he has to be able to put this all into a horrid schedule to work with. So let us know in the comments below, and then obviously let us know the questions. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Obviously, go and support Aldo, guys. Go over to boardoffline.com. He does lots of stories. He does YouTube reviews occasionally, but more he does a lot of written reviews, and they're great to read, guys. I've read his reviews. I really do think he's got a lot of insight. Hence why I brought him onto the podcast. Not only that, he's a great guy. We've had a lot of good moments. So yeah, support him there. You could also follow him on Twitter at Steamboat Taco and ask him whatever questions you'd like to ask. And yeah, so unfortunately, Resident Evil is done for the moment. But for those who are feeling a little bit jilted, well, I have some good news for you. While I was playing Resident Evil 7 with my wife, she actually got a sparked interest in the series. And so, through some negotiation and whatnot, my other channel that I do with the Shadow Blazer, Draken Shadow, is going to be tackling the Resident Evil series. We're not going to be tackling the remake just yet, but in the next few weeks, we will have part 1 of the original Resident Evil. Yes, bad voiceover and all. So you guys can check that out, and as soon as it's up, I'll put a link in the description of this video so you guys can go there. So that's going to go ahead and wrap things up for this video. Again, I apologize. I know, we don't want to leave you guys hanging or anything like that. I know both me and Aldo don't really want to do that, but life happens. And so my only request is let us know if you guys want us to finish it when we do free things up. And obviously, check out the stuff that we all do. I mean, check out Aldo when he can make it to Geek News Reviews and Opinions. I love it when Aldo comes on and we can have our banters. Even though it looks like we argue and we have issues, we love doing stuff together. So that's an awesome thing that you guys can help out with. And also, obviously, check out all of Aldo's content. He does a lot of awesome stuff. In fact, I'm also going to put up I'm going to see if I can get a link. He was just recently on another podcast for the first time, so you guys can check that out also. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I apologize. I know this is frustrating for some, but we'll try and work this out as best as we can. And of course, I will see you guys next time for the next video.